Why is everyone suddenly so loud about Palantir? Palantir has become one of those stocks that makes the market feel like a group chat during a dramatic season finale. Everyone has an opinion, everyone is convinced they are seeing the future, and nobody can quite stop refreshing the chart. The latest Quiver discussion captures that mood perfectly. People are buzzing about Palantir's strong first quarter results and the raised full-year guidance. Analysts upgrades and tension between huge upside hopes and very real valuation concern. In plain English, there is no longer a quiet data company. It is a headline machine. And that is what makes the stock so interesting right now. Palantir is trading around 133.99 with a market cap of roughly 344.5 billion, which is a giant size for a company that still gets talked about like it is somewhere between software platform, defense contractor, and AI oracle. When a stock gets this big, every earnings release becomes a referendum, every analyst target becomes a battle flag, and every internet post becomes a tiny contribution to the chaos. The numbers were loud enough to wake up Wall Street. The biggest reason Palantir keeps dominating the conversation is simple. The business is growing fast. Reuters reported that first quarter revenue rose 85% to 1.63 billion, beating analysts' estimates, while adjusted earnings per share came in at 33 cents, above expectations of 28 cents. The company also raised its 2026 revenue forecast to 7.66 billion, up from prior 7.18 to 7.20 billion. That's not fine. That is the spreadsheet caught fire and somehow started generating more money territory. The market reacted exactly the way a market reacts when a stock is already popular and then posts numbers that look like a rocket launch. The Quiver discussion summary says social media participants were buzzing over the 85% revenue increase and the upward guidance revision, which makes sense because this kind of growth turns every investor into a part-time analyst with a strong opinion and too much confidence. Palantir also said U.S. commercial revenue jumped 133% to $595 million, while U.S. government revenue rose 84% to $687 million. That means the growth was not coming from one lucky corner of the business. It was happening on both the commercial and government sides at once. Why government AI demand is such a big deal? One of the most important points in the Quiver is that analysts and traders keep pointing to surging demand for government AI solutions as the key driver. That is a huge reason Palantir matters. Government software contracts are not flashy in the way consumer apps are flashy, but they are sticky, strategic, and very difficult to disclose or to dislodge once a system becomes embedded in operations. Reuters reported that the Pentagon has decided to formally adopt Palantir's Maven AI systems as a core military command and control platform, making it a program of record, which is the kind of phrase that sounds bureaucratic until you realize it means long-term resilience, reliance, and funding. That matters because government demand is the opposite of a random one-off sale. It is more like storing plumbing inside a building than selling a cool gadget at a mall kiosk. Once the software becomes part of defense operations, intelligence workflows, or mission planning, it tends to stay there. The commercial growth story is getting much more interesting. The Quiver discussion also mentions that Palantir's accelerating commercial growth is now part of the bullish conversation. That is important because the company has long been known for government work, but the commercial side is what can make the growth story scale in a much bigger way. Reuters reported that U.S. commercial revenue increased 133% in Q1, and this is where Palantir becomes more than a defense and intelligence stock. Its Foundry platform is designed for commercial purposes and customers. The IP helps integrate AI into practical business workflows. In simple terms, Palantir is trying to be the thing that takes a company's pile of data and turns it into decisions that people can actually use. That is a powerful pitch in a world where lots of companies are drowning in information but still moving like they are trying to paddle a canoe through molasses. Now the mood on Wall Street got a lot friendlier. Another big reason the stock keeps getting attention is that analysts have clearly warmed up. Note says that several recent upgrades and higher targets amplified optimistic sentiment, including one firm raising its price target to 230. That is not a small move. That is a statement that says the old model may have been too timid. The Quiver page also shows that in the past 6 months, 12 analysts issued price targets with a median of 200, and the recent list includes targets of 190, 225, and 230. You can feel the market narrative shifting when analysts start talking like this. A higher target does not guarantee anything, but it does show that the quarter forced people to recheck their assumptions. One moment the stock is being debated as an expensive AI story. The next moment it is being discussed as a company with real platform gravity and serious long-term optionality. This is a fancy way of saying more people are taking it seriously, which is exactly what happens when a company keeps beating expectations and raising guidance in the same breath. If you're benefiting from the content so far, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want more like this, let me know in the comments. Why institutional players keep showing up? The Quiver article makes it very clear that big investors are not ignoring Palantir. In the latest quarter, 1,649 institutional investors added shares while 1,413 reduced positions. That is a huge amount of action. The largest adds were eye-opening. Jensen Associates added more than 10.7 million shares. Arrow Street added more than 7.6 million. Goldman Sachs added more than 5 million, and Two Sigma added more than 4.8 million. That's not casual interest. That is serious money deciding the stock belongs in the portfolio conversation. At the same time, there were meaningful reductions too, which is a reminder that this is not an anonymous Wall Street parade. Some institutions added aggressively while others took chips off the table. That mix is actually healthy for understanding the stock because it shows Palantir is a battleground name rather than a consensus sleepy favorite. A battleground stock is where the strongest beliefs live. One side sees a long-term AI backbone, the other side sees a valuation that already prices in a glorious future. Both sides are paying attention, and both sides have money at stake. The insider selling story adds a very human twist. Then there is the insider trading data, which is always one of those things investors squint at like it must reveal secret code hidden in the plain sight. Quiver says Palantir insiders have traded the stock 222 times in the last 6 months, with 0 purchases and 222 sales. The biggest names are in the mix too: Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, Stephen Cohen, Shai Masanka, and all others show up with substantial selling activity. That does not automatically mean bad news, but it does explain why some investors get a little nervous when they see the list. The numbers are large enough to make people ask questions, but not large enough to tell a simple story by themselves. Insiders sell for a lot of reasons: taxes, diversification, personal planning, or just the fact that a stock has risen sharply and people want to lock in gains. Still, in a stock with a sky-high valuation, even routine selling can feel dramatic. It is like seeing the chef leave the kitchen right after saying the meal is almost ready. Maybe nothing is wrong, but the room definitely gets quieter. What are your thoughts about the stock? Let me know what you think. And remember, God loves you and gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Please like, share, and subscribe if you benefited from this analysis. Thank you. See you next.